All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's me, Tom Sorrells, coming to you live and in living color from here in the southwest corner of Orange County, Florida. How's life in the big city treating you? We're good here, good here, good here. It's tropics time. Time to talk about what is shaking in the tropics and everything else that we've got going on. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here we go, here we go. Go live. All right, we're doing good. It's Thursday. Thursday is the single most underrated day of the week if you're used to talking to talk here on Facebook or even on YouTube, which I've got like 61,000 followers on Facebook and about 12, not 100, maybe 12 followers on YouTube. I don't know. I get no views, but I don't care. I keep broadcasting anyway because it's kind of who I am. Anyway, hope all is well with you. We got our comments going over here in a momento. Tropics are still on fire, man. It's not a threat to Central Florida at all, not even a little bit. But the tropics are still on fire. We've got a lot to look at in the Gulf of Mexico. Not many times we get a hurricane in November in the Gulf. I was trying to think today. I think 2019 I had one in the Gulf of Mexico in November, but I can't really. It's hard once you're done. You look back over your career, you go, wow, how many times did I actually have a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico? It wasn't many in November. It was not many. It seems like, there we go. I looked at Olga. Olga was a storm in the Gulf of Mexico back in 2019. But as far as full-blown hurricanes going, there just aren't many. It does not happen. Hey, Karen, thank you for tuning in. It doesn't happen much, man. It doesn't happen much at all. There's my graphic that I made a few weeks ago. Talk to Tom time. Tropics Watch. Thursday. Yay. All right, let's get it on. Go ahead and get things going. Before I move any farther, I'm going to brag about my kid again. Here's my picture of me walking Annalisa down the aisle. Almost 2 weeks ago now in Durham, North Carolina. Wasn't she a beautiful bride? She was. It will stay with me forever. It was good stuff, man. So that's where I was. That's why I've not been on much. And she's all married now. Back off her honeymoon living in Brooklyn. There's Rafael over there in the Gulf of Mexico, north and west of Cuba. This storm really surprised me by going Cat 3. I didn't think it'd get to Category 3 status, but it did as it raged into Cuba yesterday, blasting western Cuba with wind speeds way up there, about 120 miles per hour. It was crazy. Thank you, Karen. Kind of you to say. Hey, Melissa Riley, thank you for tuning in. Rafael is one area of concern. Let me take my picture out, and you'll see where Rafael is in the Gulf of Mexico. Again, it's not often that we get a storm in the Gulf of Mexico, a full-blown hurricane. We get storms, and we get tropical storms, but we don't normally end up with them going full hurricane status. We just don't in November. It's late. It's late, man. There's only about 21 days left in the hurricane season. This is going to be one of those weird years, though, where we did not get off to an early start, per se, in April or May. But we did end up, or we will end up, going long. I think we're going to go long in November, as evidence of what we have today. And I think we may go long into December. We may end up with another storm coming along in December. Probably not in the Gulf, but still another named storm. Or two. Anywho, let's go ahead and show you what is shaking with the storm. Again, that's where it's located. I will take me out for a moment. Rafael is there. The next little bubble, this over here with this 20% shot right there. I wouldn't worry too much about it. 20% shot. It could become something in the next 7 days. Overall, not super impressed with it. Don't think it's going to have an easy time. Here's what's going on with Rafael. I want to show you what it looks like for the moment. Here's the sector. That's what it looks like. Blowing up in the Gulf. Trying to become something bigger, but it can't. It's already reached its apex. It hit Category 3 status as it raged into Cuba yesterday. It's down to a Cat 2 now. Path of projected movement is going to take it up north and then back out west. We'll look at the differences between yesterday and today in just a moment. But I wanted you to see what's going on. There's a frontal boundary laying right through here from, say, Louisiana all the way up to the Carolinas, producing big rain from, say, Tallahassee all the way into Macon, Georgia, or just east of Macon. In that zone up here where this is rippling, right in there, they have flood advisories, flood warnings ongoing up there through parts of Georgia into extreme southern South Carolina. So it's a tough day with a lot of rain, Flood advisories for Augusta, flood advisories for the area around Macon. And Valdosta, it was east of Macon, but down to Valdosta. Flood advisories this morning. That's over. I think that's going to end. But man, what a bunch of rain they picked up during the overnight last night. None of that really related to the tropical system. What was related to the tropical system was what they picked up in Key West. Key West got blasted with some feeder bands and some high wind this morning too. They had wind speeds out there that were punishing this morning, upwards of 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust. So it was bad in Key West, bad being a relative term. They did not have what Western Cuba had. Western Cuba had a Category 3 hurricane. Of course, I don't know any damages or deaths there because, go west, young man. It is going to go west. Take a look at where it's located right now, and then we'll look at the tracks. The one right above my head is the track from yesterday at this time, or 2 days ago at this time. 2 days ago at this time, I was really worried about Louisiana. I thought it might get up there and rain a bunch. Didn't think it was going to be a storm when it got there, but it might have been leftover remnants. Now today, with the new modeling that's out, I mean, look at that. We had 48 hours to sit here. We got through the election and all that kind of crap, and then Wednesday I didn't do a talk to Tom because, in recovery mode. And not much difference going on, but you see now that the models are bending this thing farther, almost due west. So it is going to travel west. It's being pushed along there by the surface wind, and so that's what will happen. Mary, where are you going? We'll be leaving the country as soon as possible, but it's been great. Watch over Central Florida. I will, Mary Netzler. Where are you heading? You going on vacation, or are you going to go live somewhere else? Boom! Michael, what do you mean, boom? I'm back? Yes. I'm here for you, my man. I'm here for us all. Most underrated day of the week? Yes, it is. Today's Thursday. Today's the day to make it all happen. Most people, they live for Friday. I live for Thursdays and Mondays. Or I did when I used to work every day. You remember those days, right? Anyway, modeling today puts it due west, and that's the path of projected movement from the fine folks at the National Hurricane Center. They believe this thing is going to get lost, become a cutoff low, and just meander out there in the southern Gulf of Mexico in the Bay of Campeche in the coming week. So we're talking Monday, Tuesday. It could be way out there. Day 4, day 5. That's what it looks like on the enhanced visible satellite. I wanted you to see this because it still looks pretty nasty. Water temperatures out here are cooler than they are in the Caribbean, but they're not cold. They're not. Hey, John Wilson, thank you for tuning in. And yes, I do believe the Dogs get beaten today. I believe the Cowboys get swamped by the Eagles. Left your TV gig, enjoying life in Florida. It's kind of me. Just enjoying my life. This thing flattens out here. That is a sign that it's getting sheared. So it's really put together well on the right-hand side and then flat here. There's the front. There's the rain, the bubbling of the red from Augusta, Georgia, all the way up into southern South Carolina around Charleston. And you see this flattening out here. That's the front. Wind shear is tearing that thing apart. There's dry air right in here. It's going to get sucked into the system, so it's battling a little bit cooler surface temperature. Not cold, but cooler than the Caribbean. B, dry air, and C, shear. I mean, look how flat it is. Right there, flattened out right on top. There's a front. It's tearing it up. I'll be cooking tonight, as a matter of fact. Then here's a little-known piece of trivia about Tom Sorrells. Way back in high school in Middle Tennessee, do you know who won the Home Ec Award their senior year? Me. It'd be Tom Sorrells. My GPA was higher than everybody else. It's not because I could cook or write or, sew better. But I took single living, and they gave me the single living. Didn't give me. I earned the single living award because my GPA was higher. That's all it was. Tick some people off that I didn't bomb the test. But yes, I won the Home Ec Award. I brag about it all the time. I used to cook dinner all the time when I worked mornings, and Metro worked into the afternoon. I don't cook dinner much now, but tonight I will. Last night I helped, and the night before, I didn't cook it, but I put the tacos together. Does that count? Yeah. I'm not Mama Hackney. What's up, my friend? How are things in the Briar? It's feeling swampy out. I know. A lot of humidity still here in Central Florida, and it's hot. I talked to Thing 2 up in Jersey yesterday. Hot up there, too. Anyway, back to all the great chefs are men, dude. What a sexist thing to say. But it used to be true that all the great chefs of Europe were men. Now a lot of them are women. Still have the cooking shows. Still have a lot of dudes on them. If you ever watch the Great Bake Off, the British Bake Off, the baking show my daughter turned me on to, it's half and half men, half women. Dude's cook, yeah, man. Oh, pizza fries. That sounds fantastic. How do you make those? You got a recipe for those? Pizza fries? Send me that recipe, Michael. Well, yeah, Steve, Mitra and I came to the agreement many years ago. Whoever cooks doesn't clean. That way I got her to cook, and she became a fantastic gourmet chef. She's awesome. She's the best. One of the best cooks you'll ever meet. Yeah, that's my bride. Anyway, this is what the storm system looks like. All this yellow, that's the dry air being sucked in. It's hitting the frontal shear right here, being eaten alive by the shear, flattening it out all the way from Jacksonville out to the central Gulf of Mexico. The front's laying right through there. So it's shearing it to pieces, sucking in the dry air, and the water temperatures are a little bit cooler. Here are the models for Hurricane Rafael as of today. 12Z. See the way it's going to go west and then down. Or not. Could get lost and drift back to the north. Don't know what's going to happen to it after about 4 days. TV Con's the one you should watch. TV Con goes the middle and then down and then back. So we'll watch it and see what happens, but it's going to lose its mojo as time wears on. Here are the surf temperatures that we're talking about. And I call them surf temps because I think of them as surf temps. They're actual water temperatures for the entire Atlantic and the Gulf. And the bullseyes are still down here in the Caribbean, where the water temperature is well into the 90s. But this yellow you're seeing up here in the Gulf, those are still well into the 80s. They are. So it's a little bit cooler. It's been worked over by a storm or two, beaten up, boom, 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 by Gene and Milton. And a few cold fronts have made it down. There's a front lying right across the southeast now. But the water in there is still very supportive of hurricane development. So you've got water temperatures out there 85, 88 degrees. And what that means is that it's not the 90-degree readings you have in the Caribbean. This is still baking. This is still open for business in the Gulf of Mexico. Still open for business. Yeah, it is. All right, so there you go. Quick update. What I'll do is I'll re-rack the show, go through it one more time, and then we'll call it quits. We'll talk football with Michael or something. Tropical Watch with Tom Sorrells. That's me. Talk to Tom on a Thursday. Thursday's my favorite day of the week besides Monday. I mean, everybody loves Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Thursday is the single most underrated day of the week. It's the day you can get stuff done when everybody else is kind of snoozing. Because you talk to your friends at work, oh, been a tough week, election, and I'm ready for the weekend. They're all talking about tomorrow. BC Lee, yes indeed, the Buckeyes are number 2 because they dropped that game to Oregon. They should have freaking won. They played like dog in the first half of that game. And then that slide at the end, he didn't get down in time, and they were out of timeouts. So what are you thinking, dude? We're in a position to win that game. So I think the Buckeyes at a neutral site do take out Oregon. I do. I don't think Oregon's as good as the Buckeyes. I don't. And it's hard to beat a team twice. So if we run up on them again, go punch them in the mouth. Now, the thing of it is, you can lay an egg anytime. So you still got to play some tough teams, you know. Not Purdue or anybody like that. But Indiana's good. And Michigan is always tough, even though they're having an off year. And we ought to be able to dog them. There have been plenty of years in the last 2 out of the last 3 years we should have dogged them. Of course, they were stealing signs. They were cheating. And we all know that now and how in-depth their cheating was. And they knew every play we were running. Weird to think about that. That the games were still close even though they knew every play we were going to run. There's my beautiful daughter from the wedding in Durham 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Oh, they're going to... Bro, we're going to stomp Michigan. It's vengeance time. Somebody has to line up on the other side of the ball and suck it up and not know what play is coming. They're going to have to suck it up. Headed west on 192 to stay. Oh, good for you. Party on, my man. There's where Rafael is located right now. This second little disturbed area of weather right here around the Lesser Antilles, the northern Lesser Antilles. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. 20% chance that it could become something in the next 7 days. I'm not sweating it. Here's what the systems look like on the satellite imagery for now. Here are the paths of projected movement 48 hours ago right here. This one. That's from 48 hours ago. That's from Tuesday. This one to the right, that's right now today. That's the latest track of projected movement. The one right above me, right there, it's from 48 hours ago. See where they thought it was going? When we talk about day 4 and day 5, when things are kind of cut off, yeah. Trying to guess what thing's going to go day 4 and day 5 is a sucker's bet. 5-day forecast now from the National Hurricane Center over here, right in here. It's a good bet it's going to get in the southern Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Campeche, and either dissipate or become a cutoff low. One of the two. So we'll watch it as time wears on. This is what it looks like this morning on the enhanced satellite image. I love this because it shows the flattening out on the top. If it were a clock, noon to about 9 a.m. Look how flattened out it is. It's hitting that shear, coming in with the frontal zone draped right across there. And the shear is tearing it up. The shear is tearing it up. So is the dry air. See the dry air in yellow here? All of this, that golden color, that's dry air aloft that's going to get sucked in the backside of the storm. So all of a sudden you're talking about shear from the front, dry air from the north and the west and even the south, and then the cooler temps in the Gulf of Mexico. They're not cold, but they are a little cooler. So this thing goes west, being pushed by the surface winds, and hopefully dies a quick death out there as a near nothing system. All right, there you go. We're going to put the kibosh on the rest of this. We're going to wrap it up. Talk to me, Goose. You got anything you want to know? Ask away. Tiffany says hugs. Hey, hugs to you too. Don says good morning. Michael's getting a new place, and Melissa Riley loves me. Hey, thank you all for your kind words. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. Love to answer your questions on Talk to Tom. I can only talk to you if you ask questions. That's the deal. Banter. Ask a question. I'll answer. Talk to Tom. That's the deal. So let me know what's going on. I was in watching NBA. Oh yeah. Okay. It's not when you're playing professional basketball. Like I watched the game last night, the Lakers and Golden State. Great game. But I think when it comes down to the end of the game, all of a sudden your ego gets involved. Yeah, they really do want to win. But losing a game or playing badly in October, November in the NBA. Embiid's a bust this year. This year? The year's barely started. Come talk to me in February. If he's still playing like a dog in February, I'd be like, what happened to him? He needs to be hypnotized. Something's going on. But for an NBA player to be having a bad run through October, November, so what? So what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one iota what you do in October, November. Same way Coach K used to talk about the NCAA. He would say December losses don't matter. December losses do not matter. And I was always like, man, I want Carolina to stomp everybody. I want the Buckeyes to play great. I need the Vols to start winning. I know, but we'll see what happens. Morning, Flamingo Freddy. There he is. What's up, Flamingo Freddy? Misty Dawn is back. Misty, I talked about you at some point a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, and my friend Misty Dawn, who doesn't come around much anymore. But hey, good to see you here again. Where was I? I was trashing Duke, I think. We need rain here in New Smyrna. I saw the stat the other day that something like 90% of the country is behind on rain. Pretty crazy. So I hear I might run for president. No, I was president of my senior class. Lovely Greenbrier High School. Go Bobcats. I will never be president of anything ever again. Who is Soto? Are you talking baseball again? Dude, stop it. Go Tigers. You know what? I'm kind of pulling for LSU this weekend too. Yeah. Because it's never too early to hate Bama. Go Tigers. Go get them. Still want to go to Baton Rouge to a game. Still have never been there. I've been to New Orleans a bunch, but never to a game at Baton Rouge. And I'm dying to go to Baton Rouge. Well, not dying to, but I would really like to go to Baton Rouge to a game. I'd like to tailgate there. I'd like to go to a night game. I am on TikTok, Misty Dawn. Tom Sorrells, TikTok. You should check me out. Now, the thing of it is, I haven't been enough weather on TikTok, and I haven't done a TikTok in a while. But I have a TikTok account. Hold on, I'll tell you how many followers I have on TikTok. Stand by. Stand by, TikTok. Let's open you up. Don't make noise. I have 719. That's pathetic, isn't it? Not 719,000. Legit. 719. See that? 719 followers. What happened? They changed to Alex. Who's Alex? I don't know Alex. Get out of here. What you doing? What you doing? Who you? I don't know you. Right there. See, it says 719. Yeah, not enough. Not enough. The hurricanes are going to help catch people up. I don't know about that, BC Lee. Here's the deal. And you probably are aware of this if you think about it long enough. LSU, part of the Golden Band. All right. Good for you, Luis. Could get live. Oh, yeah, I can go live right now on TikTok. I did go live during Hurricane Debbie over on the Gulf Coast. I was over there. Thank you, Rick Twos. Did you? You're not here yet, but okay. Yeah, please follow me on TikTok. New followers. Rick Two's just started following. Hey, you're in, Rick. I'm gonna follow you back, bro. Follow Katie back. Matthew started. Follow him back. Mike started. I don't know these people, but I will follow the people. I follow people back that I know or that are friendly. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, sports. Here's what's gonna happen with the NIL and everything. You're talking about Bama losing, not be good for the next 5 years. I don't know how they can get it back. The world has changed. The whole world has shifted. Sands of time have changed. So Alabama was able to recruit on their name and the fact they can make you go pro and win titles and win rings when it mattered. Kids today, don't care about winning rings like they did in the past. Of course I watched SNL. I'm an American. Nicole was in November. Right. But that was off the East Coast. That was not in the Gulf. You didn't follow me yet, Misty. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Anyway, back to Bama sucking and not being good for the next 5 years. They probably are going to fall upon hard times a little bit, yeah. And the reason is they can't pay the players. They can't pay the players. You got to pay them now. You got to pay them through the NIL. And look at Ohio State. They're number 1 or number 2. Could have knocked off the number 1 team out there in Oregon. Oregon's got more money than Mafia because Oregon is sponsored by Nike. Those Nike people love Oregon. It's where they all went to college, or the founder did. And they're all track stars. That's how Nike got to going, blah, blah, blah. And so, with that said, Nike is going to continue to give Oregon all the money in the world. They'll pay all the players they want to pay. Same thing with all your big schools that are in big cities like, wow, you're going to tell me USC and UCLA and Los Angeles don't have NIL deals? Sure they do. What about Tuscaloosa? What's in Tuscaloosa? Have you been there? Strip malls. It's not an epicenter for great big business. It's not a Fortune 500 business in the whole state of Alabama, I don't think, is there? Is there? The biggest business I know in Alabama would be NASA or Barron Radar up in Huntsville. And Bob Barron is a Tennessee fan. He ain't going to give money to Bama. So you got a place like Knoxville. Has some bigger business, but doesn't have any NIL. Might remove the full ride scholarship. Rick, I don't know. Saban said on TV, if you have the money, you can pay the right players. That's correct. Rather than X's and O's, it's Johnny's and Joe's. And if you can pay the Johnny's and Joe's and get the best guys, you don't have to recruit them like you used to. Your recruiting is, hey, why do you think that kid is playing at Tennessee? Nico, the quarterback. What's that about? Best quarterback in the country goes to Tennessee. Why? Money, 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 money. He got paid big time. So the fact that he's getting paid big time helps. I love Coach Corso being on TV too. But Tuscaloosa doesn't have a chance of raising the kind of funds and the money that Columbus, Ohio does. They're great. Columbus is a big city. It's like the 13th largest city in America, right? Or 16th largest. And Nationwide Insurance is there. Wendy's is there. Did I say Nationwide already? Yeah, Nationwide's there. Wendy's is there. The Limited is there. All that stuff. All kinds of businesses that have all kinds of money that can pay players because the whole city is football crazy. Alabama is football crazy. Can't pay the players. All those Texas schools, Austin, Texas, oh my God. Texas A&M, which is stunning that A&M is not better than they are. I don't know what Jimbo Fisher ate or did wrong there, but something went nuts. They've got all the money in the world. They can pay anybody. Jimbo can pay him. Jimbo could pay him when he's coaching there. If he goes to West Virginia, he can't pay him. But University of Texas can pay him. Texas A&M can pay them. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but B. Seeley, you say sports used to be fun when you played for bragging rights and rings. That's true, I guess. But it all changed. I mean, that's why I got Tressel in so much trouble. The kids they were giving the rings and the gold pants to, and they were winning the Big Ten titles and giving them the gold pants for beating Michigan. Those kids didn't care about it. They didn't care about it anymore. World's changed. They weren't NIL players yet. So they were taking their rings, their gold pants, and selling them for tattoo money. And that's why I got Tressel in trouble. He's like, no, we're not doing that. He lied about it. He had to go. They were doing that. Yeah. No, Ian was an October storm, was it? October. Believe it was an October storm. Been a long time since I rock and rolled. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm having a good week. Yes, I am. No matter what, I'm having a good week. Counting down to the college playoffs. Yeah, I love college football, man. I'm counting down to the game when we stomp Michigan. Ohio State. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all stay safe. The tropics are still bubbling in the Gulf. And, if something were to happen, I'd jump back on, but I don't think much is happening. So I may be back tomorrow, may not. Yeah, it's hard to believe 2025 is around. Just around the corner. This year barely got started, did it? Just crazy how fast it all went away. What did that say? Am I doing what? Are you currently reading anything? Yes, Misty Dawn, I'm still trying to finish, and I'm down to the last chapters of the biography of Dr. Martin Luther King called King. My kid gave it to me for Christmas last year at Christmas time, and on March 28th, when my world blew up and things started changing, I had so much to consider and worry about. I kind of stopped reading everything. So gradually I've been getting back into it. I got up at 5 a.m. this morning by mistake. I don't want to be up at 5. And I got up and read more, and today I got to the part where Dr. King got shot. So I only got this much to go in a book that's like this thick. So I'm reading the biography of Dr. King, and then I'll be reading something else next week. Thanks for asking. Good question. No one ever asked what I'm reading. That's weird. No one ever asked. Michael, I'm not a great writer. I've been trying to write a book. It's not going well. Long story. All right, man, take off. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Make it a great Thursday. It is the most underrated day of the week. Go kill 'em.